Welcome everyone to the topic of accelerated language learning, smooth cultural integration for business, for individuals, many times faster, more joyful and sustainable way, especially focusing on people who move abroad and companies who have a lot of relocating employees. May I ask you to put plus in the chat if you can hear me well now? Thank you very much for your reactions. Let me introduce myself a bit, although majority of you know me. So I'm a professional coach, PCC personal level of certification in ICF organization, International Coaching Federation, mentor and supervisor for coaches and language coaches, founder of the Language Coaching Academy, speaking more than 9 languages, philologist, and I have a big background as a corporate leader. I have MBA and I spent a lot of time and energy in learning and digital innovation in Nestle company, also in Nestle Czech and Slovak market. I am author of the Language Coaching and Innovations Method, which is internationally accredited by ICF, and we are training educators for that method. And we are also doing international conference, which is called Language Coaching and Therapy, combining 2 methods. Today we are talking more about language coaching, but therapy is also a very powerful method for helping language learners accelerate. Why today we bring this topic? Because people relocate more than ever. Companies do leverage this creative, innovative potential of multicultural teams, diverse skills, open minds. But there's always a risk, a big one. Language acquisition and cultural integration is a painful struggle for many expats, and a very common scenario that in the end, majority of learners, majority of people who move abroad get to a crisis, adaptation crisis, language crisis. And we see a big opportunity for the companies for higher retention, for more effective teams, for stronger relationships, confidence, energy, and very long-term positive impact for the company and for wider community, of course. So our mission is to help companies share about the method of language coaching, because many people still don't know that this possibility is here available. And ideally, if companies can offer it as a corporate benefit, as a care package for relocating employees. It's very good if companies can help to organize this access to external or even internal language coaches. I will give you some more introduction here, and then we go into some practical exploration. So please think also of your language goals, language wishes, maybe some of languages that you wanted to start learning, or maybe you started learning some time ago, but then you stopped. Or if you don't have a language, you can think of any other complicated skill that you would like to acquire for yourself. So why most language learners give up? In polyglot communities, my dear colleagues, polyglots share very often statistics that more than 90% of language learners give up. It's a complicated, multi-layered process, and we actually see only the top of the iceberg defaultly. Only 5–10% is visible for a learner in terms of what they want to achieve, what they truly want, and how the situation is, or what is the situation like in terms of barriers, in terms of resources, opportunities, what they can activate, how language is influencing other areas of life, how other areas of life are influencing language, the relationship with the language, etc. So most learners have no idea that there are a lot of things actually to explore, to raise awareness about, so that they really can reach their goal. Otherwise, the statistics is very sad. a very, very common scenario for people in a new country, let's say in 2 years in average after living in a new country. So in the beginning and even in several years, a person in a new country can say that this language is just not feasible, too much effort, really almost not possible. Why even start learning? Then in some time they understand that there's no feeling of home, there are no real friends representing this culture, people, culture, language are strange, opportunities are limited in terms of leisure, education, profession, life joy, life energy is declining. And actually, some examples from our language coaching projects, when people come to us, people end up in a very blocking situation when they even cover their face with a hood from locals going into the street. So we can raise this awareness, we can prevent the crisis, or if a person is already in a moment of crisis, we can help them to get out of it very nicely. So we need to raise awareness with coaching exploration, for example, about what we truly want in this country, related to this language, what matters for us individually, our relationship with the language, our barriers, opportunities, how we can notice and transform them, and our best path to the goal, how we can activate our personal drivers, and how we can draw our personal path which is going to work for us. For that, we have the solution of language coaching and innovations. Professional coaching is the key pillar, but then for language learners, we also need some other modules for many of them versus the general professional coaching. So quite often we need to leverage psychological tools when the blocking points is very big, some emotional blockages and limiting thoughts, very strong ones inside of us connected to that. So we can leverage some very powerful tools which are safe and also powerful at the same time. We need to leverage project management, and it's very good when we add accelerators, cutting edge tools which save us a lot of time, a lot of effort, which are ergonomic, available, engaging, and every month we get more and more of those tools. A language coach is accumulating that information, those possibilities, and sharing with their clients. And the clients choose what they add for every stage of their language acquisition. Let me summarize what coaching is before we go into some practical exploration. Coaching is a special exploration method, and a key word here is in full partnership of a coach and a client. So it's a collaborative exploration, and the task is to expand the perspective of our client of the most effective path to their goal, to help them see something that they haven't seen before, this big part of the iceberg, to see to the core, to see it as a holistic system, to unleash their potential towards their goal, support them on a weekly basis in implementing that change, in growing in a language if we are working with a language related purpose, and reach new level in the end in terms of this goal and also as a personality. Okay. Maybe I summarize here also a bit how the language acquisition looked in the past, how it's in the present, and how we see it in the future. And actually, this future is already available with the methods that we are sharing with you. So if you integrate it into your work, into your schools, if you are schools, into your companies, if you are companies, you can already have this very smart way. In the past, the process was very rigid, very generic approach, and really majority of people gave up. One language was already a superstar result, one foreign language to achieve. It took a lot of time, it took a lot of effort, and it was an incredible achievement. In the present, already we are able to learn several languages. Generally, people learn them for quite a long time, 4 years and more. There are a lot of engaging teaching methods and tools, but still, for many people, it's inefficient. So people are trying to acquire a language, although they do not see that iceberg, that big part of the iceberg beneath the surface. So they go through their blocking points, and this is a very unproductive way. This means a lot of a lot of willpower, and then people do not remember what they learn. It takes them quite a lot of effort and not very nice emotions connected to that. What is available for future, and actually now for you, if you're leveraging this method, we can have tailored, healthy coaching approach. We can have tailored teachers, any type of teacher, bilingual, AI teacher, AI representing our favorite actor, whatever is possible. We can have ergonomic tools. We are able to live through the language from the first day of learning it and getting very fast, tangible results within months, not years. Many languages become possible this way. Full cultural experience enriching a person's life is available, and that's how we see the language goals and how we achieve the language goals. So here I will just pay your attention that coaching and language coaching is in the right upper corner of this chart, where we have two axes. One is from past to future, exploration of the past or exploration of the future. So in coaching, we do explore the future from the current present moment towards the destination point. We do not focus on exploring past, especially traumatic past. This is the field of psychology or psychotherapy. And we have another axis from telling and giving advice towards asking questions. So in coaching, we are asking questions, although in teaching, for example, or mentoring, we are saying, recommending, and not asking questions a lot. That's a big difference for you to understand better. Who is a coach? A coach is a partner in research. A coach is a partner supporting clients' changes. And the main tool of a coach is powerful questioning, also sharing observations in a very partner way. A coach leverages 8 coaching competencies, how we do and what we do. We have structural competencies. We agree on everything what we do in coaching, on every goal, on a big goal, on a sub goal, and on a goal for every coaching session. We also have the body of exploration in the coaching process. And then we have the last competency, number 8, which helps us to ground all the findings into new way forward, into new action steps, into new approach, behaviors, thoughts, and emotions. And I would like to invite you into tasting of coaching and language coaching. And we can do the first thing, laser exploration of your goal. Now I will guide you through several questions, and you can raise awareness, create a bigger picture, full picture of what you want to achieve. And there will be several litmus moments. I will pay your attention there, how you can understand if your goal is going to work, or maybe there is a bigger work to be done to explore your goal before this goal is going to be really working for you, sustainable and healthy. So if you can give me some sign in the chat, a plus. If you can think of a language or another skill, could you please put a plus in the chat so that I know that you have a goal you're going to practice. You can go through all the questions through the prism of your goal. And then sometimes you can share with me those litmus moments that we are going to check. So we have 1 plus. Ideally, if you have a language you want to improve or some cultural goal, better integration, better friendship with language representatives. If you don't have a language-related goal, you can pick any skill acquisition goal. And if not a skill, then any goal, anything you want to achieve, which is not so easy defaultly to achieve. Okay, I will wait for 1 or 2 more reactions, and then we can go into this laser exploration. So now you will have opportunity to really see a better picture of what you want as your goal. Defaultly, I remind you, we see only 5 to 7 to 10% of the iceberg. We don't see 90% about our goal. Now you can raise this ratio. All right, so now thinking of your wish or thinking of your goal, how can you formulate it for yourself? What is your biggest wish related to that language, to that country, or to that skill? It's very good to add as if everything is possible. Let yourself dream, let yourself model the best scenario. So you can put down it in your notes for yourself, how the current formulation sounds. And when you get connected to your wish, to your goal, the second question I would invite you to answer, how do you picture yourself at the destination point? Metaphorically, or just you notice some changes versus your current self? Connect with that image, explore it a bit. Can you please put me minus in the chat if it's very hard to picture yourself at the destination point? I can then support you with one additional tool. All right, let me help you, the ones who are probably also watching the recording. Not everyone can defaultly picture themselves at the destination point. And for that, we can leverage the projective tool of metaphorical images, in this case, portraits. So I have 2 slides of portraits. And when you think of yourself at the destination point, maybe one of those pictures resonate with you or serves you as a starting point to draw yourself at the destination point. So that's the first slide. I also show you the second slide and catch which of those images resonate. Don't hesitate to use the chat if you want me to come back to the previous slide, for example. Yeah, so maybe you like a certain picture, but you say, oh, I like something like this lady, but I want to add this type of emotion in the eyes or some accessory. Yeah, so now I come back to the previous questions. And we are just at the starting point of exploration. May I ask you to share plus in the chat if you have your picture of yourself at the destination point, if you are able to model it either with some pictures that I was sharing or your own picture. Well, thank you very much for the ones who are giving the feedback in the chat. Yes. Thank you very much. And whenever you feel you need some additional help because you get stuck with certain questions and you feel that you really want to answer it now, don't hesitate checking in the chat, or maybe even you feel good asking with your microphone on. So one of the litmus tests if our goal is going to work for us, if it's sustainable and healthy, is on a 10-point scale. How important is this goal for you? So first, please answer for yourself. Ideally, if you share in the chat. This question will be several times today when we go into deeper and deeper exploration of the goal. Oh, very big points. We have 9, we have 10. Congratulations on that, because we are just in the beginning of exploration and you have already a very big estimation here. So if someone has less than 8, it's very important to pay attention to this point. It means that we need to explore more. Anyway, we need to explore more, even if for now you put such big marks as 9 and 10. But especially we have to explore and explore better the goal and the blockages if it's less than 8. So now to connect a bit more with the goal, we can ask ourselves, when do I wish to have it? Exact month, exact year. Something might be changing in your emotions now when you already model exact things for you. Okay, so put it down, please, for yourself in your notes. And now some more questions about the meaning, about the importance. How will your life change thanks to achieving this goal? Different areas of your life. Again, I'm inviting you to put it down in your notes. And maybe you will feel that you need some more time here and you can come back to this question a bit later to grab some more meanings for different areas of your life. Personal development, creativity, satisfaction with the place where you live, your network, satisfaction with contacts you have on weekly basis, on monthly basis, on daily basis, your family, love, relationship, rest, brightness of life, health, etc. And I'm also inviting here to answer the question number 6. What new doors might open up for you at the destination point when you acquire this language or maybe integrate into this culture fully? And again, as if everything is possible. let yourself now in this investigation, in this exploration, to look at all best scenarios for yourself. Some people notice that they do not let themselves to look into these positive scenarios. And this is a very important understanding of how it works for you now, if that's the case. And we can work with it very nicely in coaching, step by step. We need first work with blocking points then, and then we get this energy to look into what we really want for ourselves. Number 7, how do you picture your personality at the destination point? What emotions? What is the central emotion? You had already a picture of yourself, but maybe it's now becoming, is getting some new details or changing. So try to catch it and fix in your notes. Maybe you have the name of that personality. Some clients say, now I am a world personality, global personality. Or someone would say, a happy woman. Anything with what feels as your own answer. So try to get to the central emotion. In coaching, we believe that emotions, what we feel, and they are also projected in our body as another litmus test for us, is the key information, is the key thing that we are going to. Many people ignore it when they project their goals, plan their goals, but actually everything we do is to feel certain emotions, to have certain emotional states, or maybe to avoid certain emotional states that we don't want to have. So anyway, it's about emotions in the end. That's why it's important from the beginning, when we are projecting our goals, modeling what we want, think of it and project it for ourselves. Again, if you need some help to connect with your personality and with your emotions at the destination point, you can now look at those pictures and pick one which resonates the most. You can have a screenshot if you want and continue exploring it, especially for emotions. Qualities, emotions, what is this person vibrating? Or maybe you want to pick from this slide. I move on. Please tell me in the chat if you need to come back to pictures. So now another litmus moment is, how much do you like the picture of yourself at the destination point? You have your own metaphor probably, or you picked a card and you continue exploring that personality, but how much do you like it? So some people would say that they do not really like it, or they like only 70% and they don't like 30 rest. And this is a litmus test for us that the goal is not yet totally healthy. The goal is not yet totally sustainable. We can also double check it even more laser way. If I don't show you the cards open way in the previous slides, but I show you the closed way. You pick a card, the projective method is working. It's not fortune telling, it's a projection we leverage in coaching or in psychological approaches as well. And then a person connects to the subconscious level, and they understand that they have some fear, for example, at the destination point, or they don't like the personality because it doesn't seem like um, ethical personality or clever or whatever. Yeah, and then we understand that this is a big field we need to explore because there's a blocking point there, and we need to explore it and transform it. And then the goal becomes healthy, sustainable, and then we start seeing better ways, and then it all becomes much, much faster and easier. All right. So again, at this moment, could you please answer how important is this goal for you from 1 to 10? The ones who were sharing, actually, you had quite big estimations, big marks here. But if you notice that something has changed, normally, gradually it's increasing. Let's say a person says in the beginning that the language related goal is 6 points out of 10 important for them. And at this moment, they would already say probably it's 7 already, or maybe even 8. But of course, when we explore it in individual coaching session and we ask individual questions, we are keeping all those competencies of a coach, of deep active listening, of being fully present for our client, for their goal, creating this partnership in this moment. So then our client gets their very, very deep answers, and that's why it's starting to increase quite fast way. So when our client understands the big goal they want in terms of this language or country or culture, it's a good moment also to project sub goal. And for sub goal, a very good scenario is to project it in 3 months. 3 months, normally, it can be also different for certain individuals, but normally people take it as something quite close, quite compact timeline. At the same time, they can achieve quite nice things within this period of time. So we can invite our client, we can say, how does it feel now to think of your sub goal in 3 months? Or tell me, please, in how many months you would like to project your sub goal. So that's why I'm also now inviting you to have a look at your goal, at the timing you also want for yourself. And now, if you create a sub goal, how does it sound? And how will you understand in 3 months that you have achieved this goal? By what indicators? Put it down in your notes. Maybe you need to leave some space to add some more details later. But again, check what emotion will you feel in 3 months once you achieve this sub goal. Some people struggle formulate the emotions. Maybe I can help you with some basic ones because we have more or less basic emotions we are born with, and then there are so many varieties of those basic emotions further. So the basic emotions are joy, surprise, fear, sadness, anger. What it can be something like interest. Different directions of psychology interpret this emotion differently. Yeah, and some again in some fields of psychology, there are 5 basic emotions, in other 8 basic emotions. Maybe you recognize one of those. But the most important is also to check the body reactions now. When you think of your sub-goal and you understand the indicators which are going to confirm this sub-goal achievement, and you more or less understand the emotion you're going to feel, how is your body reacting? So body intelligence, body awareness helps us a lot here to be very honest with ourselves and to check if we really understand. If there is warmth in the body, warm, pleasant feeling, then this is a confirmation that this is your true goal, you really want it, there is no blockage towards it, no big blockage at least, and you accept this goal. If there is tension, if you do not really feel any response of your body, it might be an indicator that it's not yet the goal, it's not yet the true goal, and we need to explore more in individual coaching probably. And again, you can double check how important is this goal for you in terms of sub-goal from 1 to 10. All right, again, do not hesitate checking in the chat what might be difficult to answer. And let me summarize the litmus test for goal sustainability, how we can understand if we are going to continue achieving it, working on it, and not give it up, or not ruin some other areas of our life, our health, for example, when on the way to that goal. So we need to make sure that the goal is 8 or 9 or 10 points out of 10 important for us. We formulated important, which means that we need it probably and we want it, combination of need and want. Number 2 is how do you like the picture of yourself at the destination point? If you like it fully, then it's a good indicator. The litmus test is positive. And the body response. Is there pleasant warmth whenever you think of your destination point and of yourself at the destination point? Then the goal is yours, and it's already a good moment to start breaking down this goal into 2-3 subtopics probably, and in terms of timeline, month 1, month 2, month 3, what do you want for each of the subtopics in that goal? I have some example here for Italian language, goal formulation, 3 months structure for that goal, the key things to achieve, the key things, the key metrics to measure. Now we will not deep dive here, just for you to have some idea that after we have the understanding of our goal and the litmus test says us it's a good goal, we can start organizing a project plan, which we will gradually fine-tune and work with week from week, especially checking every month's results. And very often the case is that our client doesn't see their goal. We ask them what they want and they answer us what they don't want. And no matter how many questions we try to ask from different angles of what they want, they still keep talking about the problematic field, about what bothers them, etc. But they are not able to really think of what they want for themselves at the destination point. And then for us, it's an indicator that we need to explore first the barriers. The barriers are blocking emotions and blocking thoughts or beliefs. And we can also leverage very nice laser tools here. We can invite a client into their own metaphor. A very good one is when you think of this language, if it's a language related goal, maybe the goal is more connected with the country. Then we formulated about the country. But let's first try it with the language. You can also try it for yourself. When you think of this language, what is the first uh, personality coming to your mind as a metaphor? And to catch this metaphor, this is a projective tool, not to judge, not to think, not to rationalize, just to catch the first association as a person. We might know this person, we might not know this person can be real, this person can be from a fairy tale, whatever. To catch it and to explore it. Where we are towards that person, what we think about that person. Maybe I will not give you space now to answer all those questions, but just to give you idea what we are exploring with the laser technique here. What we think about them, what we think they think about us, what we feel towards them, what they feel towards us. Is there communication possible in that picture now? Pleasant communication. If not, what can make this communication possible? What thoughts we need to change to make this communication possible? What different emotions we need to cultivate, switch on in ourselves to have this communication possible? And then we can invite our client as well. Look at this picture, maybe from a helicopter view to really see it fully, and what they wish for themselves as a change in this picture. Maybe they want to change colors, maybe they want to add some special action there. We just give space to our clients to model any change they want to model for themselves, change by change. And our client starts this way transforming their block, a very safe, playful way to connect with the subconscious information. You remember this 90% of the iceberg beneath the surface line. And they can change a lot of things there. Just the ability to look into the eyes of the blocking point when we imagine a language as a personality, it's already a very big reduction of our blocking point, because we really look at it, we start understanding how it looks. And so that we can, there's a lot of interesting things that we can do and help our clients with this tool. Another tool I want to mention so that you know it exists, associative text cards with top limiting beliefs and top supportive beliefs. On one side, we have a limiting belief. On the other side, we have supportive perspectives on the same topic. And with the team of psychologists and coaches in our team, we created those cards, those top beliefs, and also a laser format, how to work with it. But first, let me again pay your attention that all the obstacles, all the blocking points that we have towards a skill acquisition, we can separate them into two groups: beliefs or thoughts. For example, someone might think locals do not like to hire people of my nationality, and that's a very big blockage to language acquisition, to cultural integration as well. And we can have blocking emotions: fear, guilt, shame, disgust, rejection, resentment, sadness, sorrow, anger, and some other. And the blocking emotions are connected with blocking thoughts. Some blocking thoughts are triggering blocking emotions. So we can start transforming thoughts, or we can start transforming emotions. So we have some different tools for that, and some tools connect both of that. And then coming back to the text cards, associative text cards, they also work as a projection. You were exploring cards with images, and there are different types of those cards: portraits, plots, resources, and also there is a text type of those cards. They also work as a projection. Projection means that information from subconscious level is projected to conscious level. It becomes available for us. We understand what is helping us, what is working for our progress, and what is blocking our progress. And we can transform what is blocking our progress. Let me see the comments in the chat, as if not yet. Some message start appearing, but not yet fully. So, for example, a person has a belief: I will never fit in with the Italians or Czechs or French people, or the nationality they're presenting. Just one more second, I will connect with what we have in the chat. Okay, Marina is sharing that she is leaving, and thanks. Thank you very much. And maybe you want to watch the rest 10 minutes in the recording. It will be available, hopefully. So if a person recognizes they have this belief, we can invite them to project. Ideally, instead of this belief, which one would they like to have? The one that would help them acquire this language: smooth way, effective way, pleasant way. And as if they can think of some people who think differently and they are successful in language acquisition, how differently they think about the same topic. And our client starts projecting some supportive thought. It can be yet not a super supportive thought, but it's already a switch. And then we can invite our clients to explore the second part of the card with some more perspectives on the same matter, checking what is going to resonate for them. So, for example, we read the second part: simply by being open, showing kindness, gratitude, genuine interest, and love, I can be embraced with warmth and become a part of the community. And another one: I can allow myself the time to adapt to the new environment as long as it takes. When a person thinks of that, a lot of resistance also might disappear, a lot of energy appears instead of resistance, because we actually waste a lot of energy when we have this resistance. Yeah, so we can work with those cards. Closed way: a person thinks of the destination point, and then they ask themselves, what is my main blocking point? And then they open a card. They can give us a number, and we show it in electronic version, or we can physically open a card for them and check to what extent it resonates. If by any chance it doesn't resonate fully, the projection is still working very nicely, and their own blocking point is now becoming visible for them. We ask them, so what is your blocking point? Maybe you can catch it now. So we have very, very nice ergonomic way how to help our clients to see what is not helping. Again, we can leverage images with plots. We can leverage images which are problematic plots, like here. It can be open way, it can be a closed way. You can also think, if you have an issue in language acquisition or cultural integration, you can think of your goal, and you can ask yourself, what is my main blocking point? And then maybe one of these pictures resonate the most. As if you just want to explore it more and more. And then you can explore it and ask yourself, what is the central thought here in this picture? How is this thought probably blocking me, limiting me in my path? And then we can already start transforming it. We can ask ourselves, how would I like to change this picture? Step number 1. Maybe colors, maybe remove some detail or add some detail. And then we can ask further, what else would I wish for myself to change in this picture? We can continue as many questions of those kind as we feel is needed for us. And then we can ask ourselves, so how we want to ground this finding, what we have understood now about our blocking point, and how we want to integrate the change, how we want to integrate the better picture we have just modeled. We cannot stay longer here now because of the timing of the session today, but I hope you start getting the idea that really we can help very quickly reduce obstacles, and this helps us to go more effective way. Also, we have supportive images. We need to find a resource, or we think the previous picture, which is a representation of my blockage. How can I change it with some resourceful, wise approach? And we leverage metaphorical card from a set of resources, like here. We can have a pre-selected set of 8 cards, or we can have a full set of 100 cards from which our client can use. And then when we understand our goal, we understood the blocking point, we transformed the blocking point, we can come back after transformation of the blocking point into goal exploration. And now the client all of a sudden sees a much brighter, much happier picture of what they want at the destination point. We can start creating the project plan. It's a very good moment of creating the individual project plan. So we need to break down the goal. We formulate the key modules to track. We formulate milestones, clear KPIs, which are going to work for us. And ideally, if it's fitting one page, one mind card, or one table, a very bright visualization included. So it's very good when we include an image of representing our emotion, of our state at the destination point. And then for every stage of language acquisition, it's very good to have our own accelerators, especially that they are becoming very quickly available for us. Something that we could not imagine several years ago is now in our pocket, and we don't need to organize it very complicated way. So that's what we share at our courses. And if you need for yourself, you can also contact me or contact our team, and we share more of those accelerators with you. Those can be AI tutors, even clones of famous people or people that we know, or clones of teachers. This teacher AI app, the sign that you see here, they actually offer to language schools that they replicate our biography, our voice, our manners, so that our students can talk as if to us, practicing grammar, practicing vocabulary, practicing conversation. They need to enter a restaurant and to order something. Before entering, we talk to our AI tutor. We have speech to text. We see our mistakes, we see how to say that correct way. We practice, we enter, we say. So we live through the language. And then we have a big group of accelerators about fast memorization techniques, mnemonics. We have a lot of very engaging formats of practicing language, like 15 minutes regular circular call from a native speaker, or maybe for someone it's important that they are bilingual, that they are the representatives of our own language and of the target language, and they need also to match some other characteristics, for example, like the hobbies that we are doing or represent the profession we are representing. So everything is possible to organize. Then platforms with VR, virtual reality, or gamification, or maybe platforms with expats, international spirit, like Intonations, like Bubble Life. We can have intensive immersion formats, so many ways to organize them offline, so many ways to organize them online today as well. When a person can have 5 lessons a day, maybe short ones with different people, following certain methodology, and then within 2 or 3 weeks have a level up in their conversation skills. We can also organize very meaningful micro-learning, 5 minutes a day. It's also possible. So some people want to organize 3 weeks in their calendar or 2 weeks in their calendar to devote it to the language, very wise full immersion within that period. And some vice versa, they want every day, but small portions, if this is going to work for them. So we explore individual solution for every person, but without the previous coaching exploration of the strategic things. What we notice that people stop using even the most the brightest solutions, the most economic ones like Teacher Ed, for example, is not going to work for people if their goal importance is less than 8. If they have a big blocking point, it's simply not going to work. They will give it up quite soon. All right, so now I notice the timing. I don't have probably time to share the case of Marco I have here for you, but we will share the presentation and you will have some more materials from us. You can check how within 3 months with a language coach, a big transformation becomes possible and the person achieves 4, 5, 6 times more versus the previous period. And again, I would like to put your attention to pay your attention to the moment that it's a very good thing if we share about this method, if we make it available, if we also leverage it for ourselves, if we learn coaching for any profession where we cooperate with people and we need to understand what they really need. So welcome to contact us here to see if we can do a pilot together, if we can provide training for you or be helpful from a different angle. Here you can see our contacts and my direct WhatsApp contact. So if you want a discovery session, if you want to know more about certain tools I was sharing today, if you want a pilot, please do not hesitate contacting. And now I would like to ask you to share in the comments. Maybe you feel comfortable with your microphone on, whatever works good for you. What was an interesting idea for you today? As always, in coaching process and with coaching approach, we are creating our intention in the beginning, what we want, and we are grounding our learning in the end, not to lose it. Reflection is part of competency too in coaching competencies framework. Ability to reflect upon every experience, upon every period of life. We are extracting the most important for us. We are learning, we are not devaluating in what we are invested our time. Yeah, so a good moment to share your insights, ideas, or questions. All right. So I hope we have the recording. Everything works good in terms of technology. And then we can share it with you within a couple of days, I believe. So we have some comments. Thank you for creating this space to reflect on the things we should spend the time on. Thank you very much for your comment. Wonderful meeting. Thank you. Also, big thanks for you, for your open minds, for your energy, for your desire to explore the opportunities. And let's be in contact if it can be helpful for you. Wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week. Goodbye, everyone.